We take coffee to keep us awake, improve mental alertness, focus, memory, or for the fat, make them less fat. What if I told you that this same coffee can save you the torment of seven life-threatening diseases, ranging from less deadly disease to very deadly disease that could eventually end your life in moments? Do you know that drinking coffee could prevent some liver diseases due to oxidative stress? Let's make this clear. On daily basis, we consume products that could contain toxins, and for the sake of our health, these toxins get absorbed by the liver and broken down into less harmful molecules. During this process, ions may be formed called the reactive oxygen species. And what these ions do is they bond to the cells of the liver, thereby harming them, which could in turn harm us. And for these ions not to harm us, there are ions naturally in the body to neutralize these ions called the antioxidants. But in some cases, the antioxidants may not be enough to neutralize these harmful ions. And in such cases, these harmful ions may harm us. But coffee contains antioxidants which would provide the body with more antioxidants to help neutralize these ions, which prevents these ions from forming, thereby preventing such liver diseases. There is a reduced risk of type 2 diabetes. Diabetes has led to the death of 422 million people based on records, and there are more to talk about. A person is said to be diabetic when the cells in organs of the body become resistant to insulin. Originally, after eating, our food gets broken down into simpler molecules, of which sugar is included, and these molecules gets released in the bloodstream, with the sugar raising the blood sugar. And as such, insulin is released in the bloodstream. And what this insulin does is to act on cells in organs of the body, making them open to absorb this sugar for various purposes in the body. But in a diabetic patient, the cell becomes resistant to insulin. Now, where coffee comes in is that it acts on these cells to make them less resistant to insulin. Mind you, coffee is not acting as a cure for diabetes, but as a preventive measure. Now, those by the way, stroke is another very serious disease that is connected with physical disabilities like inability to move the arms, the legs, and losing the sense of feel in the affected area. Stroke occurs as a result of death of brain cells. There are two types of stroke. We have the hemorrhagic stroke, which is caused by leakage of blood vessels in the brain, thereby leading to blood filling the brain, leading to the death of brain cells. And the ischemic stroke, caused by fat deposits accumulating in arteries supplying blood to the brain, which leads to a partial blockage of this artery, leading to less supply of blood to the brain, which implies less oxygen supply, leading to death of brain cells. Coffee prevents this fat deposit accumulating in the artery, thereby preventing the ischemic stroke. But that is not even as bad as the Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's disease is a brain disorder that leads to tremor and slow walking. This is due to the death of neurons producing dopamine, a certain enzyme that is connected with pleasure, reward, motivation, and even movement. The death of this neuron is as a result of the development of plaques of tau protein in the brain. Now, how coffee prevents this disease is that it prevents the accumulation of this tau protein, thereby preventing the disease, or limiting the development of this tau protein, thereby reducing the development of the disease. For the Parkinson's disease is less evil compared to the Alzheimer disease, which is also a brain disorder characterized by loss of memory, inability to do the things you once did, losing the sense of smell, and eventually dying. Similarly to the Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease is caused by the buildup of plaques, or the amyloid plaques, which leads to the death of brain cells. And once a mature cell dies, it can't be replaced, which means the disease cannot be treated. But coffee prevents the development of these plaques, thereby preventing the disease or limiting the development of this disease. Cancer is another major cause of death these days, and cancer occurs in two ways. It occurs as a result of inflammation, thereby leading to the development of cancer cells, and breakage of the DNA, leading to changes in the DNA sequence, leading to mutation in the gene, which causes an uncontrolled growth in a particular area of the body, leading to cancer. But coffee prevents cancer in these two ways due to its anti-inflammatory property, preventing cancer caused by inflammation, and it makes the DNA stronger, which prevents the breakage of DNA that leads to cancer. Nothing is as deadly as having the engine of the body fail, the heart. Heart failure is so deadly that it can take a life within moments. Heart failure is caused by fat deposits in the blood vessels taking blood out of the heart, the arteries, which makes the heart work harder in order to provide the necessary blood and oxygen the body requires. And by this, the heart gets worked up, and when it gets weak, it could fail. And the moment the heart stops working, the person dies. But coffee prevents the accumulation of this fat in blood vessels, thereby making it easy for the heart to do its work, preventing heart failure. I hope by this video I've been able to pass a message. If yes, leave a thumbs up.